Welcome to another edition of The Explainer. Look, if you're stepping into the Indian real estate market right now, especially as a first-time homebuyer, consider yourself the hero of today's story. You're about to make one of the absolute biggest financial decisions of your life. And my job today? It's to arm you with a bulletproof 2026-specific builder checklist. We're going to transform you from a vulnerable buyer into a totally empowered real estate analyst, ready to outsmart any deceptive practices out there. Trust me, you absolutely need this guide. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is how our home buying journey will play out today. First, we'll look at the 2026 property boom. Then, vetting your builder and RERA. Next, exposing those pesky hidden costs. After that, space and quality checks. And finally, timelines, amenities, and your exit strategies.
All right, Part 1, the 2026 property boom. We are talking high stakes in an incredibly fast market. Just take a look at this number. According to CBRE, India's real estate sector pulled in a massive $5.1 billion in capital inflows in just the first quarter of 2026 alone. That is a staggering 72% year-on-year jump. So what does this actually mean for you? Well, it means that old strategy of just waiting for property prices to fall? Yeah, it simply hasn't worked. Massive domestic capital is flooding the market right now. The stakes are incredibly high, which makes it absolutely crucial to buy smart rather than just waiting on the sidelines.
And honestly, it's not just the money, it's the sheer mind-boggling scale of construction. Rapid urbanization is quite literally reshaping city skylines overnight. Cities like Bangalore have shot way up in global luxury indexes, and Mumbai is seeing these massive inventory shifts. While top developers are building at warp speed, this high-volume, fast-paced environment requires you to be highly vigilant. You can't just fall in love with a glossy brochure anymore, you really have to look under the hood.
Moving on to Part 2, vetting your builder and RERA. This is your legal foundation.
Okay, here are the first two questions you need to ask the builder point blank. Is this project RERA registered? And what is your actual track record of delivery? Seriously, RERA, the Real Estate Regulation Act, is your ultimate superpower as a buyer. Without a proper RERA verification, you are basically flying blind in a storm.
So how do we actually use this superpower? Proper REA verification comes down to 3 specific steps. First up, go directly to your state's REA portal. You know, like RERA if you're in Pune or Mumbai. You can actually scan the project's QR code and instantly see the builder's entire history, including past delays or even court cases. Second, verify the 70% escrow rule. RERA mandates that the builder must keep 70% of your funds in a separate escrow account. Why? So they can't just divert your money to fund another project. And third, demand to see the title deeds, the land use conversion, and the fire NOC. Do not just take their word for it, guys. See the actual documents.
And this brilliantly illustrates the mindset we need going forward. As entrepreneur Sonu Sharma points out, we pay so much money for these homes. It's not like a shoe or a shirt that we can just return if it turns out bad. Think about it, we spend hours, literally days, researching a new smartphone, but sometimes people rush a property purchase that costs their life savings. Thoroughly researching the builder's track record is absolutely non-negotiable.
All right, let's jump to Part 3, exposing the hidden costs and protecting your wallet.
Now we're getting to the money. Questions 3 and 4 are absolutely critical. What is the exact final cost breakdown, and what are the specific hidden charges? Let me tell you, if you don't ask these up front, you are going to be staring at a sudden 10 to 15% hike in your budget right before you sign that final check, and nobody wants that kind of surprise.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the reality of the math. When you see a flat advertised for, say, 50 lakhs, well, that base price is usually only about 75% of your total out-of-pocket cost. Crazy, right? You have to factor in GST, which sits between 5 and 12% on under-construction flats. Then add state stamp duty and registration, tacking on another 5 to 9%. And then there is that massive 15% chunk of hidden charges just lurking in the shadows.
Let's just expose these specific hidden cost culprits right now so you can negotiate them away or, at the very least, budget for them accurately. Builders will often ask for advanced maintenance. Sometimes they take 2 years up front. That could be 6 lakh rupees on a 50 lakh flat, just gone day one. Then you've got infrastructure charges for water and electricity meters, mandatory club memberships, floor rise premiums, where literally every floor higher costs you more per square foot, and, of course, parking fees. You need to grill the builder on every single line item here. No free passes.
Moving right along to Part 4, space and quality checks. What are you actually buying? It's time to challenge those beautiful, glossy marketing brochures. Question 5. What is the exact carpet area versus the super built-up area? And question 6. Exactly what materials are being used in construction?
Okay, let's clarify this whole area debate once and for all. Carpet area is the actual, usable space inside your walls, literally where you can lay a carpet. RERA mandates that builders must price properties based on this carpet area. Super built-up area, on the other hand, lumps in shared corridors, lobbies, and staircases. The difference between these two numbers is called the loading factor. Here's a pro tip. If a builder tells you the loading factor is over 25 to 30%, step back. Actually, run. Anything higher than that severely dilutes the value of what you're paying for.
When it comes to the physical building itself, keep this profound truth from real estate billionaire Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani in your back pocket. Quality is cheap. Bad quality is expensive. It's so true. A building constructed with top-tier concrete that lasts 100 years without leaking is fundamentally worth far, far more than a poorly built structure that just masks its flaws with an expensive jacuzzi or a fancy lobby.
So empower yourself. Ask highly technical quality check questions. Ask them what exact brands of cement and steel they use. Are we talking recognized names like Ultratech or Tata? Ask if the plumbing uses durable CPVC pipes. Ensure the structural design meets the strict earthquake resistance norms, like Zone 3 norms, for your specific city. Honestly, you can even request third-party quality audit reports. Asking these kinds of questions immediately shows the builder that you are an informed buyer who absolutely cannot be fooled.
And that brings us to part 5, timelines, amenities, and exits. Let's secure your future.
You really need to lock the builder down here with question 7, what is the exact possession date in writing? And question 8, what is the exact formula for society maintenance?
We need to ground our expectations in a reality here, folks. Current data shows that average construction timelines have stretched out to nearly 29 months, mostly due to supply chain and labor shifts. You absolutely must get the exact possession timelines written into your formal agreement. Why? Well, because under RERA, if the builder delays possession beyond the agreed grace period, they are legally mandated to pay you a 10% monthly interest penalty. That written date is literally your financial shield.
So the crucial point is really understanding what your life looks like after the handover. Post-handover society maintenance usually runs anywhere between 4 to 8 rupees per square foot every single month. You need to ask precisely what amenities are free and what will be chargeable later on. And hey, don't forget the unglamorous basics. Ask about the permanent water sources, the power backup, and the actual capacity of the sewage treatment plant. These things dictate your daily quality of life far more than a clubhouse does.
Finally, we reach your ultimate safeguard questions. Question 9. Is this project bank approved? And question 10. What is the exact cancellation policy?
Let's move to our final points and see how this builds your ultimate safety net. If a project is bank approved, particularly by major national banks following RBI guidelines, it means a highly strict third party has already done the heavy lifting. They've vetted the builder's legal titles and financial health for you. It also makes getting an RBI-regulated loan with a solid loan-to-value ratio so much easier. And regarding cancellations, well, life happens, right? If you need to back out, you should know that RERA caps the amount a builder can retain at 10 to 20% of what you've paid. Just make absolutely sure your contract reflects this legal cap before you sign.
All right, look at you. You are no longer just another prospect wandering into a sales office. You are an empowered, highly informed real estate analyst armed with a bulletproof, data-backed 10-point checklist for 2026. You know exactly how to track the market, handle your RERA verification, uncover those sneaky hidden costs, audit the quality of the building, and secure a safe exit strategy. The only question left is, are you ready to sit across from that builder and ask the hard questions? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy house hunting.